Hey guys, so today is going to be my blush collection. You guys have requested this a ton ever since I told you that I'd be willing to do a blush collection video for you guys. I had so many, like an overwhelming response saying, yes, please do, let us show you your blush collection since you're a blush hoarder. So I'm going to show you the palettes that I keep in my clear cube, and then of course all of my blush in my Malm dressing table, my vanity drawer. I love blush. It's like my downfall when it comes to makeup. It's so funny because I never really used to like blush, and then my best friend Heidi, she loves blush. She's a blush fanatic, like even more than I am, and she wears a ton of it, and that girl really got me into blush, so now I'm obsessed. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys all the blushes that I have. If this is something that you're interested in, then just keep watching. This video isn't exactly about my overall collection as much as my blushes, so I did want to show you guys where I keep my blushes back here. I have all my palettes here, so I'm going to go through them individually, but I just wanted to show you how I have it. I have my NARS Dan Mari palette with my MAC palettes, and then 2 Z palettes here. Then I have some more Wet n Wild palettes, and then my another Z palette and my Naked palettes. So that's how I keep it now, but I'm going to go ahead and show you, like I said, individually all the blushes that I have overall. Okay, I'll start off with my first Z palette. This has nothing but the e.l.f. Studio blushes in it. And as you can see, I have them all depotted. I have all of the e.l.f. Studio blushes except one color, and I really couldn't even tell you what color that is because I have no idea. In the YouTube description, I just typed in how to depot e.l.f. Studio blushes, and like a bunch of videos popped up, so I used whatever one looked easiest. It was actually very similar to the MAC version of depotting things, really easy. So starting from the top left, this is Blushing Rose, Berry Mary, Mellow Mauve, Tickled Pink, Peachy Keen, Fancy Fuchsia, Pink Passion, Twinkle Pink, Candid Coral, and Gotta Glow. And out of all of these, I'd say Tickled Pink and probably Candid Coral are my favorite. I really like Gotta Glow as well. I feel like it gives you that nice overall summer look any time of the year. But overall, I really like the brushes. They only retail for $3 at Target, or online, if you have a coupon code, you can get them for $1.50. I really like having them in this convenient package versus having each blush individually packaged. It was just taking up too much room in my collection. Okay, the next blush palette that I have is from Coastal Scents. It's a 10 color blush palette, and I actually got this when I first started doing videos. It was something that I felt like was a necessity and everyone's staple, especially if you couldn't, or in their makeup collection, especially if you couldn't afford a lot of blushes. I feel like this is really great for super inexpensive. The blushes don't have names, but you can see they have a wide variety of colors, from like a purpley pink to a hot pink. This is said to be really close to Dolly mixed to these like peachy coral colors, just a baby doll pink, and then even some darker colors for more darker skin tones. Like this one right here is like an orange brownish. This is like a bronzy color. So I feel like I think this retails for maybe $15.95, and it's super inexpensive, especially if you can get a coupon code. I feel like this is a great thing for any girl to have in her makeup collection. As you can see, it is pretty loved on my part. I really like using this when I'm doing other people's makeup as well because it gives me a wide variety of blushes. Okay, I have 2 MAC palettes that have blushes. This one is my MAC Cream Blushes. I just bought this at the Pro Store. I left the 6-pan palette in it because, as you can see, I only have 4 cream blushes. What I do with these to depot them, again, I just searched a video here on YouTube. They can look a little messy if you've ever seen somebody with a collection like this that has numerous cream blushes depotted. They can be really messy. So what I do to make them look so perfect is I just set them back on a flat iron, so that the products can even out really easy. So this one, starting on the top left, is Brit Wit. This is Lady Blush, Sweet William, and Posy. And I tend to, like this one I haven't, Brit Wit is probably my most used. I tend to, every few months, re-level them out if they have a lot of dents in them. I don't really like to see them with all those dents because I feel like brush hairs get stuck in there, and I don't know, it just is, it's not, I like them to look overall pretty, so I just re-level them out from time to time. Alright, I have another palette just like it, but this is the powder blushes from MAC, and I did I did take out the pen in this because it only came with 6 slots, and as you can see, I have 8 powder blushes. I actually have more than this, but some of them are in special packaging, or I just don't really want to depot things like that. Kind of have these put in order based on color. I mean, you know, as best as I could do it. So this one was actually the very first blush that I got from MAC. This is Pinch Me. It's a little too dark for my taste now, but it is a really pretty blush overall. This is Breath of Plum. I got this from a CCO a while back. This one is Well Dressed, probably one of my all-time favorites. This is Dame. I actually have not used this too much since I bought it. I kind of regret buying it because it doesn't show up that well on me. This is Hypnus. This was from the To the Beach collection that was back, I think, last summer or something, a long time ago. I don't really care for that coral color blush on my skin tone anymore, but it is a pretty blush again overall. This is Pink Swoon. This one is the Perfect Cheek. I bought this at a CCO. Again, not really a huge fan. It is super light for me. It's kind of like an all-over powder. Wouldn't even really call it a blush. This last one here is Koi Girl. This is probably my newest addition. I really like this color. I am like super into the blue tone pinks, and this one's more on the purple side. So I really like the formulation of the MAC powder blushes as well. Again, you get a lot of product for your money, and of course you're paying for the name overall. Okay, last but not least is my NARS Dan Mari palette, and this was, it's pretty dirty, but this was probably one of the most expensive palettes I've ever purchased other than my Urban Decay Naked eyeshadow palettes. I want to say this was like $65, and Sephora had it on like a limited edition thing. If you didn't get a chance to pick this up, I'm so sorry you didn't, because it is a really great palette to have. I feel like it is the most useful palette, and you get a lot of product for your money. Okay, so opening it up, the blushes in here, there's actually a highlight and a bronzer. So the highlight is called Hungry Heart Duo, and then next to that is Orgasm. This is Desire. And then this bronzer, which I actually have not used at all, is called Casino. And this blush too, I really, you know, if you like a lot of glitter in your blush, I would definitely recommend this one. But this has such huge chunks of glitter, I really just don't feel like it's worth putting on your cheeks. It just is really messy overall. But that's Super Orgasm. I'm not, like I said, a huge fan of that one. I much prefer Orgasm over this one. And then this last one is probably my favorite in the entire palette, which is Sin. And I actually bought this one individually for my best friend Heidi. She loved that color as well. I feel like this is a great palette overall to have, but if you're not a huge fan of like Orgasm and bright pinks, then you may just want to pick up Sin and the Hungry Heart Duo, which I don't even think this one is individual. I think you can only buy it in the palette. Okay, again, I know you guys have seen this part of my vanity, but I just wanted to go a little bit further in depth into my blushes. So here is all of my box blushes. I have Benefit's Hervana. This one is Fox in a Box from Hard Candy in the color Spicy and Sweet. These were a really good buy when I got them. I really don't use them, to be honest, quite anymore. Same thing, Fox in a Box from Hard Candy. This one is in Smooth Talker. That one really looks like a Benefit, I don't remember what the name of it is, but a Benefit box blush. This is Benefit Coralista, really pretty coral blush for the summertime. Forgot to show you guys Benefit's Hervana, but I think this is like probably one of my most favorite blushes, I'd say, as far as color-wise, how it comes out. It's that perfect like blue-toned pink color that I have really been enjoying lately. And then next to those I have two drugstore blushes. This one is Wet n Wild Heather Silk. It's a really pretty berry toned color. I haven't used it that much, but I normally use it in the winter time. This one is a Maybelline color in the color Gentle Rose. Again, a really pretty like baby doll pink color. Okay, here I have all of my Maybelline Dream Bouncy blushes, a couple of Wet n Wild, and then this is an e.l.f. blush. This one is in the color Flushed, and that color was one that I wanted to get the $1 line of, and they ended up sending me this color. So the blush is pretty, it wasn't what I wanted. Okay, and then back here I have Dream Bouncy blush in the color 30, which is Candy Coral. I really like these blushes. I have a whole review on them that I'll link over here for you guys so that you can check it out if you like. I did have all of them. I got rid of a few of them that I only swatched in a blog sale just because they weren't right for my taste. So this one is in the color Pink Plum, and I only kept the ones that I really enjoyed. This one is in Plum Wine. Yeah, Plum Wine. This one is probably by far my favorite. I really like wearing these in the winter time though, because they show up a little bit better on my pale skin. This one is in Pink Frosting. This one doesn't show up the greatest, but I really like the color. This one is in Hot Tamale. Again, probably one of my favorites just because it shows up really well when I have paler skin. And then this is an Ulta cheek color in the color Afterglow. Really pretty. It reminds me a lot of Orgasm from NARS. Let me see if I can open it. Yeah, it's just a really pretty color. And then these two are pretty big mineral blushes from Wet n Wild. This one is in the color Pinched Pink. And as you can see, it's like a mineral blush. The sifters on these are actually really cool. They have like a little cap. You just pop the cap and then there's the sifter. Great because it gives you that mineral blush feeling, which is really light on the skin, but it doesn't make a mess overall. And then I have another one of those mineral blushes, and this one is in the color Purely Mauve. So again, really pretty, and I actually really like wearing these in the spring and summertime. Okay, this next little section, I actually have all of my MAC beauty powders. Actually, I think they're all beauty powders. So this one is in the color Pretty Baby, which was actually from the Hello Kitty collection, but this one was a re-released version of the Hello Kitty. It's just like a baby doll pink. I don't really find that these are all that flattering on the skin without like packing it on. So I don't wear these as often. This one was from the Venomous Villains collection in Oh So Fair. Again, like a baby doll pink. It's actually pretty close to the Pretty Baby one. This one is more pigmented, but because of the shape, I actually had to include it with this from the Superman collection in Mighty Aphrodite. Oh no, Wonder Woman. I said Superwoman, or whatever I said. It's Wonder Woman. This one was very coveted. It has like that pinky highlight shade and then the dark pink. I haven't actually used this because I forget about it, to be honest, but it is a really pretty color overall. This one was from, I have no idea what collection. It's in the color Vintage Grape, but it's the ombre one, and this actually I kind of regret buying. I'm thinking about putting it in a blog sale just because it's really dark for my skin tone. Has that like deep purple and then an even deeper purple on the side. It's a little too dark for me overall. This one is in Azalea Blossom, and I really like this one, especially for the springtime. It has like a baby doll pink and a purple. Together they mix really nicely. And then the last one that I have was from the Vera something collection. It's called Sunday Afternoon, and this is what it looks like. Again, this isn't a beauty powder. It actually shows up as a blush, and I really like using this outer portion of it for a highlight. It's really pretty. It's just one of those things that it's kind of big and bulky. I forget to use it often. Back here I have more of my cream blushes and things like that. I have an Almost Gone Benefit Benetint that I actually sold my other one because I really like it, but it's just overall I don't use it that often. I have a Posy tint, a little travel size, and then an even minier Posy tint. I have two of the NYC color sticks. This one is in Big Apple, what is that? Yeah, Big Apple Blush. And this one is in Wild Berry. I actually don't use the Wild Berry, although it's a really pretty pink. It's just too bright for me in general. This is a Sephora cream blush in Poppy Pink, and these are really cool because you squeeze aside and the thing pops up. So it's a super pretty bright pink. I can't wait to wear that in the fall and winter time. I think it'll be great with like a very pale skin tone. Over here I have a mixture of blushes. I have a bunch of e.l.f. blushes. This is a baked blush in the color Rich Rose. I showed these in a haul video. Super pretty, great pigmentation. This is another baked blush from e.l.f. in the color Passion Pink. That one's probably my favorite. It comes off as like a kind of like a mineralized skin finish, but it's a little too dark to be a highlight. This one is in the color Peachy Cheeky, and it's like a peachy color with like bronze colored veining throughout it. Again, really pretty. That one is going to be great for summer and springtime this next year. I have a Smashbox blush in the color Blush Rush in the color Flush, and this one reminds me, the packaging reminds me of the Sephora one, except it doesn't have a cool pop out. I got this recommendation from Makeup by Tiffany D. Very pretty color overall. I have a couple baked blushes from MAC. This is in the color Dainty. This was, I think, another one of those first blushes that I picked up from MAC a long time ago. It's a great color, gorgeous pink color. I just forget to use it. It's not the most unique thing I've ever tried. This one was from a limited edition collection. It's in the color Giggly, And it was, I had some of the other ones, but I sold them in a blog sale a while back. This one is just a really pretty pink with a purple heart. Again, I forget to wear these. You know, I'm kind of glad I'm doing this video so I can remember to wear some of this stuff. This one was also from the Venomous Villains collection in Bite of an Apple. And this one was very coveted and like sought after. It's just a bright red color. I have two NARS blushes. This one is in Deep Throat. Really pretty color. I got that one free for signing up for a credit card or something at Saks. Then this one is in Penny Lane, and it's one of their cream blushes. Really like this color. Again, because it's packaged, I really forget to wear it, and I hate to depot it because I love the NARS packaging. Last but blush in this little section is a Rimmel London blush in the color Santa Rose. This was one of the first drugstore blushes that I ever bought. If I can get it open. As you can see, like the crown's almost down to nothing. I absolutely loved this when I first bought it. I really should depot it so that I can use it more often. Okay, just a couple more little sections here. Back here I have two Beauty Rush blushes from Victoria's Secret. This one is in the color Flutter, and it's the brightest pink ever. It's really bright. This one's another one in the color Doll Face. Really pretty. I kind of have the same blushes now that I'm looking at it. It's like that same baby doll pink that all my other blushes look like, to be honest. I have 4 of the Maybelline Dream Mousse blushes. This one is in 20 Peach Satin. It's a really nice, all the blushes match the color of the top. It's a really nice, like, pinky color. I wouldn't even necessarily call it peach. This one is in 40 Soft Plum, more of a plummy color. I'd say this one is by far my most favorite of the collection. This one is in 25 Rose Petal. Again, just a very light blush. These don't really show up on me as much. That's why I really like the plum color, because it matches a lot better. And this one too is called Cloud Wine. Kind of reminds me of the other color from the Dream Bouncy blushes in Plum Wine. Same idea. So this last little section for blushes, I have a Hard Candy Baked blush in the color Pinup. And I thought I really loved this at first, but I'm finding now that I just am not a huge fan of the color. I may get rid of this in a blog sale coming up. It's pretty, but it just doesn't suit my skin tone very well. I have a few NYX blushes. This first one is in the color Peach. I think it's one of their newest blushes that have come out, or the newest color blushes that have come out. Really haven't used it that much, but it is a pretty, like, peachy pink color. And then the other two that I have, I absolutely adore. This one is in the color Mocha. Great color for fall and winter. It's exactly what it says, like a berry mocha color. It's not too dark for my light skin tone, but it is dark enough to where it shows up great in the fall and winter. Then this one is another favorite in the color Angel, and this is a soft pale pink, probably my most used blush out of the NYXs. I actually had a ton more of these, but I tried to depot them and they completely cracked on me, so I stopped. Then I have 5 Tarte blushes, and the blushes are the same color as what the outside packaging looks like. This one is in Doll Face. Probably, again, one of my most used. I come to this, like, anytime I don't know what to wear. It's just a pale pink. This one is very bright. It's called Amused. I really haven't used it too often, but it is a pretty color to pull off, like, in the springtime. Same thing with this one. It's called Blissful. It's a very, like, peachy coral color. I would say more leaning on the orange side, and it's much better in the spring and summertime than in the winter. This was actually my very first Tarte blush. It's called Blushing Bride. I bought this back around the wedding time, and this one is really pretty. I wore something similar to this for the wedding. This is a little bit too dark for picture taking, and it has some shimmer in it, but I absolutely love the color. And I love the fact that these blushes have a little pinhole so you can pop them out and put them in a palette if you needed to. And then my last most used blush out of every single blush that I have is Tarte's Exposed. This blush, like I said, I put it in my most worn summer things. I absolutely love it. Doesn't even really look like I've used it, but it has the biggest dent out of any blush that I own overall, just because whenever I don't know what to wear, I always lean toward this color. So yeah, that was every single blush that I owned. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the palettes that I have and the blushes that I have. But yeah, if you guys have your own blush collection videos, let me know if I'm not the only blush hoarder in town here. Don't make me feel bad. Or if you have other blush videos that you think I should see, or blushes that you don't see that I have that you think that I absolutely need, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!